Ok, bonjour, bonsoir, bon après-midi, whatever time, wherever I find you. Bonjour, good morning. I would like first to thank each and everyone, Anadelas, for doing the work that I send you through WhatsApp. You did the work and you send it back to me. But the way it was sent back and the way you took your pictures did not make things easy for me to mark and give you a feedback. So I tried to plan over it so that this time around when I give you after explanation on this lesson, I give you work, please follow instructions very well, and I'm going to explain how you're supposed to do it. What affected me first is you were shooting the work, you send it to me without name, without your class. And this is my phone where I'm receiving all the papers, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, all of you. It was just a confusion because you were just shooting and you send there's no name. Make sure when you're doing your work, on the paper where you're writing your work, you should write on your name on that paper and your class. Your name, surname, and your class. Please, when you're shooting, make sure you do it straight. Just like, for instance, I have my work and then I shoot like, yeah, okay, yeah, I take my work like this. Make sure it's well framed. If you can look at this, it's well framed. And then on that paper, the one you're shooting, there is your name, your surname, and your class, so that as soon as I receive this paper I can mark, because I'm marking it electronically on the phone. I'm marking on the phone. So for me to send it back, it becomes a problem. But if your name is there, and as soon as you send, I will save your number, so that when I finish marking, I send the feedback on the same number. Please do not change the phones all the time like the way others did. You do your work, you take someone's phone. Maybe if you don't have your own phone as a student, you take your mom's phone, your dad's phone, or your brother's phone. Today, the same work. I take my mom's phone, I shoot, I send. I feel like, okay, let me shoot it again and send. You take your brother's phone, you shoot, you send. I found myself 4 or 5 papers of the same person, same work. Please do not do that. Get used to one phone so that even when we do these things, we send the feedback through that same phone. And please shoot nicely, frame it nicely. If you don't know, please try to practice. Ask those who can help you to frame. Hope is clear. And I'm so sorry for those who did what we're supposed to do and they sent their papers and they never get what their feedback. I'm so sorry for that. It's just because I received a lot of papers. It's like I did not plan well, so that's my fault. I did not plan well, and with these things of many sending a lot of papers, shooting with different phones, sending to me, so it was a kind of confusion. I'm so sorry for that, but this time around, please follow instructions. That's paper, write your name, surname, your class, shoot nicely, frame it nicely, send it to me. When I receive, I will mark and send it back to the same number that you sent through. Please don't change phones all the time. Get used to one phone. I think it's clear. Bonjour. Good morning, good day once again. Today's lesson is on les genres des mots. Les genres des mots, before even I go further, I'll just try to talk a bit, just let us take a short revision on les noms, the nouns. We did les noms when we did les objets classiques. Par exemple, la table, par exemple, le tableau. Another example, la chaise, le sac. So all those words or all those nouns, they have a gender. That's why you can hear la table, le tableau. So la, le, that's try to describe what's the gender of each noun. That's why today we're going to talk about les genres des mots, the gender of the word. This topic goes hand in hand with les articles. Les articles, it goes hand in hand. So we'll try to talk first about les genres de mots, and then after that we'll talk about les articles. Because the article that you are putting in front of a word describes the gender of that word. So let's start it. In French, in general, this is in general, at your level in grade 5, most, I repeat again, most word that ends by E, with an E, those words are feminine. Most of the word that ends with an E, they are feminine. And all the word, all, without any exception, all the word that end by sion, aison, they are feminine. That's the only thing that we're going to talk about today. So, the word that end with an E, they have as article la. Word that are feminine or word that end with E, their article is la. You'll see that word is accompanied by la. For instance, la table, la table. So la shows us that this word is feminine. And as I said, word that end with an E, they are feminine. That's one. Two, masculine. So just the opposite of that, that's masculine. Words that do not end with E, most of words that do not end with what? E, they are masculine. And they have as article le. For example, le sac. Le sac. It's masculine. That's what it is, le. There are some exceptions, but at your level, we will not talk more about it. Grade 6, grade 7, we'll talk about the exception. But what you have to know for now, masculine words do not end with E, do not end by sion, do not end by aison. Feminine words, they end by sion, aison, and most of them, they end with an E. But there are still some few exceptions that we can talk about. Just few exceptions which are important that we can talk about. Look at a word like père. Père. Père ends with an E, but it describes father. It's a male, father. So that kind of word, we have to put le, even though it ends with an E. It describes a father, so a male. So we have to put le, even if that word ends with an E. As I said, most of words that end with E, you put la because they are feminine. But in case of this word, père, describes a male, which is a father, you put le. Frère, frère, it's a brother, which ends with an E. So you put also le, even though it ends with an E. So those are a few exceptions that you have just to understand that since it describes a male, we have to put this article. And also we have a word like maman. Maman does not end with E, but describes a female, so we put la. Sœur, sœur, which is a sister, does not end with E, describes a female, it's a sister, so you put la. So those are just few exceptions that we can talk about now. Otherwise, just take it as I've just taught you now. So I'll give you work. This is your work. You have to write F for female, feminine, and then you write M for masculine. So if a word is feminine, you put F in the box. If it's masculine, you put M in the box. So you just look at the article will already tell you what's the gender of that word. Or if you remember from what I've explained, most of words that end with E, they're feminine. Most of all words that end by sion, aison, they're feminine. So you should know what to put. When you're doing your work, follow instructions that I've given you at the beginning of this lesson. And please don't forget to skip a line every time you write. Skip a line so that there's enough space for marking. Especially we are marking electronically, please try to respect that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.